welcome into a special Super Bowl Sunday edition of the PHNX Daily Bets Show. As always, it's brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use that promo code PHNX. Hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Johnny, it is finally the big day. Super Bowl 56 is upon us.
A Super Bowl special from a couple special boys. Ready to join you along with numerous PHNX personalities to help you today win big money on the big game.
As Johnny would say, once upon a time, a couple of, what do you call them?
Well, no, I don't know where you're going with that.
Right
once upon a time, you went to DraftKings and used that promo code PHNX on, I think it is the best day to gamble on any singular event in the sports landscape right now. You can make an argument, March Madness, I understand that, but for one singular contest, especially on DraftKings, you cannot beat the bevy of props, game lines, etc. you can make money off of.
There's so many on DraftKings. I'm literally finding more within hours leading up to the game.
Yes.
One I'm looking at now that I didn't see the entire weeks leading up to it.
Yeah.
You can bet on what the first missed field goal is going to be. Is it going to be wide left, wide right, both plus 150? This is interesting. Hits the post or crossbar is plus 350, but short is plus 800.
Can I bet on how many drinks you're going to have midway through the second quarter at our boss's Super Bowl party?
No, you can't.
I can't do that.
You can bet on the amount of ribs, I believe. The over-under right now is 9.5.
Okay. That seems aggressive.
Yeah, so we'll get into our props, but I want to intro what we're kind of doing with this show.
Sure.
We're bringing in PHNX personalities across the PHNX landscape to give their favorite picks. It's going to be really fun. But go ahead.
Well, you know, I have to beg people to do this show with me on a regular basis because Shane has been MIA the past 2 weeks. And then now we do a big Super Bowl show and everybody wants a piece of the action. Everybody wants a piece of the PHNX Bets Daily shit now. And so I feel like, you know, at the same time, yes, welcome everybody. But at the same time, you know, I've been kind of carrying the baton a little bit here recently.
Yeah, that's okay. It's fine. I disappeared and did this.
Oh my God.
I look like a dejected Draco Malfoy twin.
Are you doing your best Eminem impersonation in light of his Super Bowl performance coming up later today?
Hi, my name is what? My name is who? Chica, a big winner. Let's win some money today. We'll get into our Rams props to start us off. Johnny, why don't you tell the people what you like the most on the Rams side of the ball?
Oh, man. My Hollywood heaters, they're hot, they're heavy, they're coming at you. I hate this franchise. I hate the head coach. I hate this team. But I'm going to tell you objectively what I think will happen. First of all, the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line, we know it's a sieve. It's terrible. I do think that the Rams and their vaunted pass rush led by Aaron Donald and Von Miller are going to get home. I like the over on 3.5 sacks.
The big dog's going to eat?
The big dogs are going to eat. I still, again, I think Joe Burrow's going to play well, but I think he's going to be under duress, especially in the first half. We saw the pressure affect Tom Brady.
Yeah.
We saw it last week in the NFC Championship game. So what I will say is bet the over on 3.5 sacks. I also like Odell Beckham Jr. This might be my favorite bet of the entire game today. 63.5 receiving yards. He might hit that at halftime. Bengals Corners are a bunch of no-names. They've played over their head, but dealing with Beckham and Cooper Kupp is a different animal. Cooper Kupp, I think his over-under is roughly 110, 115. That number for Beckham, he has been a driving force for this offense. He's been way better than I thought. And then I think it speaks to Les Snead, his job to bring in talent. Right below him, the first sack of the game should actually be plus. It's changed from 300 plus 400. For Von Miller, first sack of the game.
Wow.
You can also get Aaron Donald at plus 350. I want them to continue first sacks throughout the season next year. I hope that DraftKings does because I think we talk about first touchdowns. The defensive players deserve their due, and I love what DraftKings is doing with that.
Yeah, the Odell thing, it's been a constant for me in the playoffs this year. And, of course, for tonight's game, nothing really changes.
Correct.
Death taxes, Odell Beckham over. So we'll pull up my props for the Rams side. I think there's just going to be so many yards to be had in this game. Matt Stafford, I like his over at 282.5. Obviously, we know his weapons. They're plentiful, and they're very good.
They're bountiful.
Yeah. So I'm taking Odell's over in receiving yards as well. I've taken it every single week in the playoffs. I believe it's hit every single time.
Correct.
And then I also like Odell's over in receptions, which is 5.5, but I'm taking Cooper Kupp's on the show. Over 8.5, that's plus money, plus 100. The ridiculous number 2 weeks ago was He had 9 receptions for 110 and 2 touchdowns on 3rd down. I think he has 10 plus again in tonight's game. I'm really excited for what we're going to see from an offensive standpoint from both of these teams, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to our Bengals props. I like my Bengals props just as much, if not more, but I can't lie. I said midway through the season, the Von Miller trade is the most egregious trade I've seen in the NFL this year, giving up a 2nd-round pick. Yeah. That's been proven wrong. I look like an idiot. And then the Odell Beckham thing, I knew he would be productive, but, Robert Woods was a great player for them, not only this year, but historically the last 2 or 3 seasons. Beckham has come in and he's just played better. And if you're Cleveland, you want to vomit all over your shoes. If you're Baker Mayfield, this is not a good look for you. And as much as I would like to see Odell Beckham get laid out tonight, he's going to produce again. Listen, the best DB in this game plays for LA, right? And then there's a steep drop off. That's why I think every receiver in this game is going to eat.
Yeah, I think the sleeper. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but I think the sleeper in this game is going to be the Bengals safeties who have been playing incredible. And
They've been playing out of their minds.
Bates. But burnt toast, Mr. Eli Apple.
Oh, God.
Oof, watch out. If he gets a pick 6, he's going to light the stadium on fire. But you know who lights the stadium on fire? Our first guest of the show, Mr. Sean DePaz.
All right. Give him a hand. Sean.
Yeah, we love Sean. We love Sean.
Can I just say real quick, I didn't get the memo for the blonde hair, and thank fucking God that I didn't. I had frosted tips.
Did you just censor yourself?
I did. There's children watching today. There's
Are
kids. There are kids
21
watching.
plus Arizona only.
You know what? Super Bowl Sunday. Kids are home hanging out with the folks. What I will say is I had frosted tips in junior high, so I would have liked maybe to be included on this.
I mean, you still can go get it.
That's not the same now. I wasn't. Everybody knows now I wasn't a part of the original duo.
2 hours until kick, 2.5 hours until kick.
You guys got those. First of all, gorgeous, by the way. I told you if it would have been anywhere in between, I don't think it would look nearly as good.
The way the light is hitting my hair.
I look bald, I think. Like, the light makes me look straight up Mr. Clean bald.
You do look bald. Well, Sean, what do you like tonight?
All right. There's a lot. You've hit some good ones. So my first pick that I think it was Johnny hit the Rams over 3.5 sacks. I think that. Joe Burrow is going to be running for his life all game. Cincinnati has Swiss cheese for an offensive line, so I think that is. If this was at 4.5, I probably would have taken.
And it's plus money.
It's plus money at 3.5, so
which is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking to me. So I took that. This one is at plus 550, and I know everyone has a lot of confidence in Joe Burrow. I mean, he's the reason I have this hair. Jalen Ramsey, anytime interception at plus 550.
Oh, my God.
I feel like this is going to be the toughest corner that he has played all year.
Yeah.
Also, the biggest stage that he's ever played on.
Yeah.
Obviously, he performed really well in the college football playoff, but this is not that. And I feel like the potential for him to get rattled or just maybe start rattled is pretty high. And so I feel like Jalen there's a potential for him to take advantage of that, and at plus 550, I feel like that is
that's one of my favorite bets that I've heard because unlike other teams with their quote unquote number one receivers, Burrow will not shy away from forcing it to Jamar Chase, and in doing so, may force an interception.
Exactly.
I don't think he forces it. I really don't. He was really smart with the ball.
I just mean he's going to target Jamar Chase, and there are going to be contested balls, and Jalen will be on an island with Jamar Chase.
Yeah, but Zach Taylor's just been so good at either scheming him open, putting him in motion, running bubble screens. But I definitely can see him jumping around.
Yeah, and even if he isn't forcing it, like even if it's not a Joe Burrow mistake, Jalen Ramsey is one of, if not the best corners in football. So for the ability that he has to make a play, even on a well-thrown ball, I feel like it's pretty high.
I think that's a great pick.
I like Jalen there. And then I also like the OBJ receiving yards, but my other pick is going to be OBJ anytime touchdown scorer. I feel like the Eli Apple is terrible, and I feel like the receivers are going to have a good opportunity to exploit that. Like you talked about their safeties, but the cornerbacks, I feel like the Rams wide receivers are going to have an ability to exploit. So honestly, I was looking at Vance Jefferson anytime touchdown scorer, but I'm sticking with OBJ because I feel like he has a good chance of having a pretty good game.
Talk about scheming receivers open. There's nobody better than Sean McVay. I mean, you try to double Cooper Kupp and he moves, back and forth from right tackle to left guard to back to right tackle, and you see all this motion, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, OBJ's out wide, like by himself. It's just impossible.
I love Todd Bowles. He got undressed by McVay in the divisional round at Tampa Bay. That was a clinic upon all clinics, and to me, it was at that point that I felt like the Rams were Super Bowl bound.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, Sean, appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Excited for the Super Bowl party tonight.
That's a mine.
And yeah, thanks again.
Not a problem.
Bye, Sean.
Bye.
Goodbye, Sean.
Come back. Hello.
Do you have a DraftKings read for us, maybe?
Do I have a draft? Let me check my watch.
Is it DraftKings o'clock?
DraftKings o'clock.
It is.
Guys, it's the big game. Come on now. Fire me up. You can bet just $5 on any team's money line this week when you sign up using that promo code PHNX. Get $280 in free bets if the team you bet on emerges victorious, whether it be the Rams or the Bengals. We're hours away from kickoff, and I still don't know what to do.
We're going to have a last segment, and we're going to give our final thoughts, picks, trends, betting lines, all that good stuff, over-unders, MVP, so you better figure your shit out.
Yeah,
man.
I should. But if you haven't figured your shit out yet, or if you're already a member of the DraftKings Sportsbook app, then you can go ahead and place props that don't have anything to do with the outcome of the game, like the Gatorade color of the winning team, who's going to thank God or not, you know? That's not actually a prop, but it's who are they going to think first? That'd be a crazy prop.
Who's going to go to God during the game, like leave the game mid-game and just get super religious?
Yeah,
okay.
That's a prop.
All right.
Who's going to join a cult during the game?
Who's going to drink the Kool-Aid? Yep, the Gatorade
those
and the Kool-Aid.
Those are not props, but they do have wild things like that, and we'll get into those later for the novelty prop section. But yeah, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Literally download it today so you can bet on the Super Bowl.
What are you
it's
doing?
In a couple hours. Use that promo code PHNX when you sign up. Bet just $5 on either team's money line. Get $280 in free bets if that team that you bet on emerges victorious. That's $20.
21 or over.
$280 in free bets if the team you bet on emerges victorious. That's 21 plus Arizona only. Gambling problem call in our next step. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right, we talked about the Rams.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Bengals.
The Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals, Super Bowl bound, not the Arizona Cardinals. Makes me super sad. We're not going to talk about them.
Super sad on the Super Bowl.
Super sad on the Super Bowl. I am jonesing for some tiger blood today. You ever had that tiger's blood?
Yeah.
From a snow cone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tiger's blood is going to be... I want the Bengals to win, so it's probably not going to be on display. I don't know where I was going with that. All right, let's see my props for this game if we could, Leah. It's a payday for you and your loved ones today. Joe Mixon, anytime touchdown, plus 105. You can run on the Rams. I've said it all season when we previewed the numerous matchups with the Arizona Cardinals. They are all fluff up the middle of their defense. Their linebacking core is mediocre. You can push around Aaron Donald in the run game. It's when you get susceptible to pressure on third and long. I think Joe Mixon, he's a phenomenal all-around complete back out of the backfield. That's a rushing or receiving touchdown. It does not matter. I think that hits. I also like, I had to go one last time. Pour one out for the first touchdown. It's our last one of the year. T. Higgins, we just talked about Jalen Ramsey versus Jamar Chase. T. Higgins plus 1,200 for the first touchdown. T. Higgins, to me, listen, he had a big game against Kansas City in the first go-around. He can play up to his opponents. Big-time former Clemson Tiger, now a Cincinnati Bengal. Tiger's blood, something there, maybe not. But I think that's the first touchdown of the game of plus 1,200. Gotta love those odds.
Yeah, I like those odds. You're going to have to hope, I think, Joe Mixon does it through the air. Just because, you can run on the Rams, but can the Bengals run on anybody? I mean, every first down run went for like a yard in the last 2 weeks.
That's true.
It's been bad, but I could see him scampering in on something. He's a great runner in the open field.
He is.
Just a matter if he gets the open field. So we'll get into my props for the Cincinnati Bengals for your payday. Joe Burrow, again, just like you said, got to pour it out for the last time.
Out.
Over 10.5 rushing yards for Joey. Give me that all day. We saw it last week. We saw it, or 2 weeks ago, rather. He did it with his legs.
Yeah.
I could just see the Rams, with all the momentum in the world, up 14-3 at the end of the first half, and it's 3rd and 15. And Aaron Donald's sprinting at him, frothing from the mouth, and he jumps over and skips and jumps like a lion or a tiger or a bear. Oh my! Rushes for 18 yards, picks up the first down.
I hate this show already.
Everyone's like, my God, Joe Burrow is really good at football. I also like T. Higgins over 5.5 receptions. I think they're going to have to go opposite of Jamar Chase because Jalen Ramsey is basically a human Snuggie when it comes to defending number one wide receivers. And speaking of number one wide receivers, it's Jamar Chase as an anytime touchdown. I think he shows this game more than even last game when they need a touchdown, he's the guy you go to, because that last game when they just threw it up to him on a post fade, which is, by the way, my least favorite play in the NFL. But when you have a guy this talented, like before I only thought it was like a Julio Jones and a Calvin Johnson
Fitzgerald
and Fitz that you could do that to. I think Jamar Chase is one of those now.
I'm surprised you can get Jamar Chase anytime touchdowns at plus money. That feels like a lock to me. And again, that doesn't have to be a receiving touchdown. That can be a rushing touchdown. Shane mentioned it. He's going to get bubble screens. He will get catches. It will not be one of those games where Jalen Ramsey takes the opposing receiver out and we look up in the third quarter and they've got 2 catches for 20 yards. Yeah. They will. Zach Taylor, I think, is a little bit fraudulent. I think his career has been saved by Joe Burrow, but I will give him credit where credit is due. He has schemed up plays very well for Jamar Chase during this playoff run.
Well, we'll bring in our next PHNX personality. Why don't we go ahead and get Saul while Saul is coming in the room?
Yeah.
Jersey-wise, who wins the jersey battle?
Bengals easily. Yeah. I love the orange and black color scheme. I think they have one of the best uniforms in the NFL, and I think they look much better now that they have real players. Like Bengals, historically, not a great franchise, right?
Yeah.
But unlike the Arizona Cardinals, I think they have one of the best color schemes in the NFL.
This is interesting. This is a matchup between two teams where their helmets resemble the animal that they're named after. It looks like, they have, the tiger, obviously, the stripes, and then you have the Rams with the horns on it. So maybe more teams should be doing that. And look who we have here, the GM Saul Bookman.
Hey guys, how we doing today?
We're feeling great on a Super Bowl Sunday.
Fantastic.
So I set my personal over-under on ribs eaten at 9.5 today. Do you think that's a solid line?
Okay, I'm glad you said that because now I got to buy some more ribs. Cool.
Please leave some for me and my family to enjoy, and don't be selfish.
Your family doesn't get to eat.
That's nice.
So Saul.
Yes.
Bengals. What do you like?
Let's go, baby. So one of my favorite props for the Bengals is Jamar Chase, not only scoring the first touchdown, but also scoring the second touchdown. Plus 5,500.
Wow.
Let's fucking go.
I love that.
Yes. That's my first one. I also have the Bengals winning the coin toss.
Okay.
Because, listen, it's just simple. You got to have something to root for. I wish I could find commercial bets, but I could not find any of those stuff. And then finally, what was the last one I had? Here we go. Jamar Chase. I'm a big Jamar Chase guy in this game, as you can see. The longest reception versus Cooper Kupp for plus 100 as well. Cooper Kupp at minus 130. I like Jamar Chase because I think Jamar Chase is going to end up being the MVP of Super Bowl.
I would love that. I love that you're peppering okay, we're going to go from the coin toss to the first possession touchdown, second possession touchdown. You can do that at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, keeping maybe your significant other who doesn't love football engaged, right? This is a good day to bring the spouses on board with a little bit of sports betting on a day where you can get a ton of unique bets.
And also just a little bonus, Joe Burrow higher passing rating.
Nice.
Yeah, and what Saul is referencing on the DraftKings Sportsbook app is under Super Bowl specials, you can go over on the DraftKings Sportsbook app to player matchups, and they have multiple players versus each other essentially in terms of yardage and stuff. And the Jamar Chase MVP odds you mentioned for tonight, plus 1,800, which
love it.
Really, really, really good odds.
I'm a big Jamar Chase guy, as you can see.
Yes.
So Joey Burrow, Jamar Chase, they're going to put on a fucking show.
I just love 2 young players that have come in the league basically as babies, and they're in the Super Bowl together, and I want them to do well.
Kind of like you at PHNX. Little baby boy. Saul, thanks for joining us.
Actually, you both are kind of little babies, aren't you?
I'm a man-child.
I mean, you look creepy as fuck with that blonde hair, though.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
It's bright, isn't it?
You look like Gene Wilder from Willy Wonka.
Get out of here. That was Saul Bookman, everybody.
There is no place I know that compares with pure imagination.
Why does
Open the DraftKings Sportsbook and you'll see
the promo code
PHNX.
Yeah. Every show I'm on now has singing in it.
Why wouldn't it?
Oh.
That's the network we have here. That's what we do here.
All right. Well, that was not really an obscure reference, but we have some obscure props. They're called novelty props on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
The most popular, I think, for Super Bowl.
They're just so fun. You can't bet like this at any other time.
Like, we're degenerates, casual football fans. We know what you're after.
Oh, Before we get there, you know what we forgot?
What's that?
You have a nice promotion for the Bengals that you found on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk about it, so it's my SGP
the
Super
same game
Boost.
parlay, yeah.
Super Boost. Bengals win. Joe Burrow to throw for 260 plus, which good hell, he might do that through 3 quarters. And then a Jamar Chase anytime touchdown. You can get this at plus 600. Good hell, it is definitively my best value of today, of Super Bowl Sunday. Again, if you like the Bengals to win and you think they're going to win,
this is how they will win.
This is how they will win. So basically, if you want them and think they'll win, plus 600 odds, can't beat it.
That's one of my favorite ways to bet on big games like this, is betting like, okay, this team can win, but how are they going to get there?
Right.
And then betting on the props to get there. And that's definitely an example of that. So, yeah, I like that a lot.
Thank you for reminding me, by the way.
You're welcome.
Well, we just, want to make sure that people get their value from this show because it is the best sports gambling show available.
You're looking at the wrong camera.
Which camera?
You're looking at that one on the
This
left.
camera?
Well, obscure props, fun props, novelty props. We'll start with meat first this time.
That's fine.
There's a lot of things I like. I'm going to bet on a lot of different crazy props. My first one is the Gatorade shower. You got to go with Cool Blue. And my reasoning behind this is blue is the best flavor of Gatorade, and the players are picking the best flavor of Gatorade.
The golden shower or the Gatorade shower?
Holy hell.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Some creative cuties for us right now. So that's at plus 400. I believe clear is still the favorite right now.
Sick. Seriously? Clear Gatorade?
Yeah, it's clear or water is what they're saying. So maybe the younger guys don't want to cramp up because of the sugar. I don't know. Flea flicker attempt. Yes, it will happen in the game. Plus 22 or plus 225. Give me that all day. Something sneaky is going to happen. I also like the prop where you can bet on a non-quarterback to throw a pass in the game.
Okay.
So those are both available on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And then this one, I've been debating back and forth all day because a lot of the big names on these teams, jersey numbers that will score a touchdown, are in the lower half. You have Jamar Chase, number 1. You have Cooper Kupp, number 10. You have Joe Mixon, who's 23, I believe, right?
Yes. No,
28.
Joe Mixon's 28.
28. Okay, so he's on the over. Odell, who's number 3. So that's why the under is minus. But I'm taking the over.
That's such a fun little cutie.
Yeah, it is. It's a creative cutie. So I'm taking the over at 23.5. That's plus money at plus 110. Maybe a sneaky, Higbee or Joe Mixon.
Higbee would be nice because that is my first touchdown of the game.
Or you got, if the Bengals score and it's not Jamar Chase first, it's going to be Boyd, it's going to be Higgins, it's going to be Mixon, and all 3 of those guys are over.
Or it's a Joe Burrow run.
Joe Burrow's not scrambling.
He might. QB sneak?
No, he's not scrambling. Well, he's only scrambling for 11 yards, and then he's going to stop. He's going to get my over, point at the camera, and be like, "You're welcome."
You're welcome. Well, you're also welcome for my obscure props for today's Super Bowl matchup. My little cuties. I like the color purple. That's why I went with 1,400. I also like those odds. Listen, at the end of the day, red, green, the lime, those are the popular ones, right? We want to go outside the box. I feel like purple hit a couple years ago, and people were like, "Oh, purple."
Yeah, it did.
And then, so let's run it back because people seem to like that. I love listen, on this kind of thing, I'm not looking to make even money. I'm looking to hit it big.
That was actually the year that 2 or 3 years ago when they didn't show it on the broadcast.
Yeah.
And somebody had it from the stadium, and you couldn't tell if it was blue or purple. It was between, and they gave it to purple. I remember that.
Yes.
Ooh, I was pissed. I bet on blue that year. Oh, that's bringing back.
Of course you did. All right, the kick hits the uprights plus 400.
Such
yes.
a fun bet.
Oh, I love it. This is we're
the
having
odds should
fun.
be higher, I feel like, because how often do you see a doink?
And that's a doink if they make it or miss it.
Yep.
I've gotten clarity on that. I want to make sure everybody knows that. And then my favorite cutie, MVP, whomever wins the MVP, and we'll get to that here in our last segment. Who are they thanking first? Are they thanking their teammates? Are they thanking the fans? Maybe SoFi Stadium, Matthew Stafford thanks the fans in attendance. Or are they thanking the God above?
God is an awesome God.
Whatever God
He reigns from heaven above.
you love, you pray to. God, religion is plus 350. I like that one because at the end of the day, the first thing when the MVP grabs the Super Bowl trophy and the MVP trophy, I just want to thank first and foremost my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
You don't even have to be religious, I feel like. It just rolls off the tongue well.
I do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite, plus 350.
Well, we have an obscure guy for some obscure props. We'll load in Espo now.
I get my own intro like video too. You guys are.
Thank you, producer Leah.
I love this show already.
You loaded in so hard that you brought in a completely different intro.
Hey, I don't know what we're talking about here, but
That's an obscure prop. Can you bet on that tonight?
who is this guy, by the way? What is
I've
on
literally
what is-
tipped my cap to everybody that came in. So how do you do?
This is terrifying. The prop that I'm terrified by that is it's pretty good. How are you guys?
We're
I'm
good.
doing fine. Yeah, I'm
It's a
excited for
wonderful
the big.
Sunday.
Yeah.
It's the day of our Lord. Feeling nice.
Okay, that's enough. Please continue.
So it's Larry Fitzgerald's day.
That's right. And
Chris
Chris Paul's day.
And Chris
Devin
Paul,
Booker.
yes.
Right now it's Chris
I'm
Paul's
wearing
day.
Cardinal stuff. Like we're talking football. Forget the Sun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So you want props?
We
huh?
want
I do.
weird
We want
props.
weird,
I didn't-
obscure props.
Okay, so I didn't have I don't have the what color will the confetti be when the Bengals win
Yeah.
or anything like that. I want obscure football
Okay.
choices here. Like, and if I can't pick up my phone, I won't know what they are because I didn't memorize these things. Johnny texted me like 30 minutes ago and was like, "Hey, you wanna come on this thing?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll come on, but let me figure out what the hell I'm doing here."
That's
So,
fair.
I'm gonna take plus 950 that there'll be overtime in this game.
I love that.
Wow.
I love that.
That's fun.
This playoffs, this whole lead up to this just feels like we're gonna get some OT in the Super Bowl.
Had OT in consecutive rounds in the AFC divisional round, AFC Championship game. Why not the Super Bowl?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna take plus 105 that the Rams will have under 4 people rush the ball in this game.
Wow. That's fun.
I would love to see that because it means, Cam Akers, who I've got a little bit of money on to do some things, has a big game and they ride him hard.
Yeah, and it just gives you something really weird to cheer for,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like I want to be the guy that screams if that 5th guy comes in.
Yeah. Stafford
just- yeah,
scrambles.
yeah.
You're like, no.
What the hell? Yeah, like that's what I like
Yeah.
to be able to do with this stuff. I like rooting for really weird things, and then I'm gonna take plus 310 that anytime score from Joe Mixon.
It's good.
It just that one just feels like it'll happen for me.
310, huh?
310. Yeah, I like to find the big odds, right? That's that's why I got in this first field goal thing on the Sun show with Jay Crowder's because that's how you make the big bucks.
That's right.
I mean, that's how you afford the wife's Christmas present is by betting on the high odd kind of things. So those are a few of my favorites.
Perfect transition. I think the money that you win if you go on DraftKings, you can then use next week on your level odds for Valentine's Day. Perfect plug. Opportunity on Monday, Valentine's Day,
Literally
tomorrow.
The day of your other Lord, your significant one.
That's right.
Yeah.
The number one in my wallet and my heart, my beautiful wife.
Yeah. Shane doesn't have one of those. He just prays to his hair there that get his own.
Was that not a
present there.
transition?
No,
Oh.
I just wanted to say,
Well, you know what you can get them for Valentine's Day? One of these shirts at the phnxlocker.com. I swear that was going into a transition. Go phnx.com, get your first month for just 50 cents.
you're the plaid man.
He's
Plaid?
just like his hair. It's
The-
transitioning to whatever the hell this is. So
That's plaid on your hat, and your shirt's kind of plaid.
My shirt is striped. Go phnx.com, get wonderful stuff from Johnny, wonderful stuff from Gerald, wonderful stuff from Craig, wonderful stuff from Jesse, Derek, Mike, Luke, Totri.
Let's just
intern
name everybody
David.
for the company.
Intern
Hey, enter David.
Well, he was the last person that's running. At gophnx.com, 50 cents for your first month. 60.
you got another guy that writes every once in a while. On the site.
Espo
He's
wrote an
gonna
article
go-
last week that said the Suns should trade DeAndre Ayton.
From Espo.
Okay, there we go.
When you get your membership, you get access to the members only Discord. $60 for an annual membership. You get a free T-shirt with that. One of these two, or you can get a Coyote shirt. A bunch of other things. The Suns have great shirts, and as I said, you're joining a family like you're joining the Discord. It's just a good time over here. It makes it more fun to become an Arizona sports fan. So go ahead and do that. Johnny, you got anything going up in the next couple days?
Yeah, we're going to talk about how the Arizona Cardinals are going to be able to close the gap with the LA Rams and a series of moves they can make this offseason. We've also got complete coverage here of the NFL Combine coming up at the end of the month. We will actually be at the Combine screwing around in Indianapolis, ready to ask Steve Keim all the tough questions, and you can get this content and more at gophnx.com.
Espo, am I going to see you at the party later?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
It's not a ringing endorsement.
I haven't decided. I will say this: Saul's Barbecue.
Yeah.
and that's not a restaurant. That's actually Saul Bookman's Barbecue. Some of the best I've ever had.
Wow.
So if you're going, you will enjoy that for sure.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, excited. Well, Espo, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
We'll maybe see you later.
Maybe.
All right, we'll see. Goodbye. All right, so we got the obscure stuff out of the way. We got all the props out of the way. Time to get serious.
I'm a serious guy.
Are you a serious guy?
When it's time to make some money on DraftKings, you bet your ass I am.
Well, let's get serious. What do you think is going to happen tonight?
Well, I've had a lot of time to go through this, and I've combed back the tiers of the LA Rams potentially being favored and winning the Super Bowl. This line has not changed very much at all. I like to dissect lines, especially during the year. I dominate you on guest lines every Tuesday during the NFL season, but this one has stayed status quo. Roughly 4.5, depending on what you use. You should be using DraftKings. It is currently at minus 4.5 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals plus 4.5. I am also going to take the over. I don't know why there's a cold face on my screen.
It's Joey.
Oh, I thought you meant I'm cold. I am on.
It's Joe Shiesty. You're cold, bro.
That's a really big reach for people to get from that little meme guy.
Yeah, Leah, our producer, who's hip, cool, and rad, said no. Like, you got ice in your veins. That's what that means. Bengals plus 4, huh?
The over is going to go 48.5. I think this will be not a shootout, but I think we're going to look up in the fourth quarter and be like, shit, there's like 60 combined points in this game. There are too many great offensive players, and there's too high quality of quarterback play, even though I think Matthew Stafford is a fraud player who's been playing out of his head, for this to be a defensive battle. This is not going to look like the Patriots-Rams matchup with Jared Goff and Brady of years ago, where there was a combined 15 points and we wanted to gouge our eyes out with a spoon. This will be our reward. We will get points in a bountiful way, and the Bengals plus 4 is the way you should go to make some money.
Yeah, I have been battling with this, as I said, for so long. The only thing that sets me over the edge, the Rams are playing at home. That's the only thing.
That doesn't mean a GD thing.
They feel more comfortable. That's the only thing. So we'll throw out my picks. I got the Rams minus 4. It hurts me to do this, and I'm ready for Burrow to hurt me again.
But when we have victory cigars at Saul's place when the Bengals win, you cannot partake.
So listen, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be betting the Rams minus 4. I don't know. I might flip a damn coin, man. I don't know. But I'm definitely, regardless of what I bet spread-wise, I'm sprinkling on the Bengals money line, 100%.
So you're cheating.
I'm cheating?
That's cheating.
What?
Rams minus 4, but then you're sprinkling on the Bengals money line? How does that work?
Because just sprinkle.
Doing a little sprinkle? A little cupcake sprinkle?
A little cupcake sprinkle. And then I like the over. But I actually kind of like the first half under at 23.5.
Well, the Rams defense plays incredibly well. We saw that against Tampa and San Francisco.
And the Bengals are a second half team.
That's true. That's a great point by you. Wasn't expecting that.
Wow, that's fun. Well, why don't we bring in our fourth and final guest for today? Producer Leah is going to come on screen. And she's switching the camera, and here she comes, sprinting to the 30, to the 20. She trips at the 10. Touchdown. Hello.
Hey, Leah.
Hey. I didn't even bring my phone to pull up the thing, but whatever.
It's right over there.
Things are going well.
I'm thrilled. I love Super Bowl Sunday. I love eating a lot of food.
What's your favorite array of food? Mine's definitely anything small.
5-layer bean dip.
Johnny?
What are the 5 layers?
Beans, guac, sour cream, cheese, salsa.
Wow.
I like mini weenies. That's my favorite.
Why does this man just come in and ruin everything?
I love mini hot dogs. Maybe some deviled eggs.
What? You are the that is a white man who lives in Maricopa, Arizona.
Maybe some pigs in a blanket. Let me rephrase that.
Are you sure you didn't want to say pigs in a blankie?
Mini weenies? Please, Leah, give us your picks and end the show.
Okay. I also enjoy doing the obscure props because that's just what makes the Super Bowl unique from every other bet. And I don't have an explanation for this pick other than I feel it in my gut. Yellow Gatorade. I believe it's the third best odds. Yellow/green, I guess some people interpret it as green. I just feel that. I just feel it in my gut. Then the coin toss, and I know that the winner of the coin toss is both minus money, but it's a 50-50 shot,
Yep.
so you might as well take it. And for the overtime coin flips, I wanted a team to win it, and they lost it 2 out of the 3 times. So I would like the Bengals to win the coin toss, but I don't think they will because I want them to. So sticking with that, I think the Rams will win the coin toss.
Right now, yellow is the third favorite at plus 350. Sneaky blue plus 400.
So anyway, that's what I like.
Who do you think's winning the game?
I think LA is gonna win.
Yeah,
I don't want LA to win.
I don't know either.
Just think they will.
Lee and I were at SoFi when the Cardinals got their brains absolutely beat in by the Rams. So
Yeah, it was
that is-
a tragedy.
that's hard to forget.
I know, but I would like to see the Rams lose in their own building.
That'd be great.
That would give me a lot of joy.
I also want McVay to go 0-2 in Super Bowls, and that kind of be a stigma, like McVay can't win the big game.
I would love to see McVay put up 3 points again in the Super Bowl.
That would be great too.
And then go home and cry in his new supermodel Russian girlfriend's arms.
Little guys can do well too in life. He's not very big.
Yeah, he's not.
He's a small guy.
Also, probably the worst hair of any NFL head coach. How is he still spiking his shit?
It looks rough.
It's terrible.
I mean, we can dog on Cliff, but
I can talk about it. So, I mean, come on. This is a real hairstyle.
Do you think Cliff will be at the game?
No. Cliff's just going to be sad. He's going to be in the war room like this.
I don't think Cliff's ever sad a day in his life.
Well, he has a girlfriend from McVay now.
I know the IG European model.
IG baddie.
Okay.
All
I
right,
know
I'm
what
gonna
that
go.
means.
Thanks
Bye,
for
MVP
having
Leah.
me. Thanks for having me.
Do we have a Super Bowl MVP in
Yes,
mind?
that's what I was going to transition, but you just kind of stole my thing. Leah's the MVP of this show.
She is.
Johnny is not.
What?
And we have MVP picks for you guys.
Which camera? Oh, look at that. Cooper Cup. Let me go first. Joe Burrow plus 225. At the end of the day, if the Bengals are winning, it's got to be on, what is it, Joe Shiesty?
Joe Shiesty or Joe
I'm not saying either of those things. Joe Burrow, he is a gamer, a baller dating back to his time at LSU. He has won, I think, like consecutive must-win games, 7 in a row.
7 in a row.
Dating back to
Did he
college.
throw a pick? Has he
I
thrown a
don't.
pick yet?
I think so, but he's money when it matters, right? And plus 225. I think the Bengals are going to win because I think Matthew Stafford will implode. I am hoping that happens.
Speaking of storylines, man.
I would love it. I want that to happen. I want there to be dysfunction with this franchise that just ruins the Cardinals every single season. Joe Burrow, to me, after what he did in that second half against Kansas City, I don't know how you can go against him.
Yeah, Joey Burr did throw an interception against the Chiefs, so he's no longer interceptionless in those games. And he did throw an interception against the Titans as well. But before that, he was like 28 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in must-win games. But I'm going with Cooper Kupp just because of how much a game changer he is, plus 600. We'll get into some other ones as well. But Cooper Kupp, time in and time out in these playoffs and this season in general, as I mentioned, those gaudy stats from last week, he can easily go for 180 and 3 touchdowns. Like that's not,
Don't you think though his success is predicated on Matthew Stafford, and in turn
not at all.
that Stafford will get the MVP? I just don't think the committee is going. Has a receiver ever gotten MVP outside of what's his name for the Packers who took the kickoff back in the 1990s?
Jerry Rice against the Bengals.
Wow.
Ha, look at that stat. So if you guys didn't hear that, Saul said Jerry Rice against the Bengals in what?
89.
So
89.
the GOAT did it one time. I think I don't feel comfortable putting money down on Cooper Kupp when I know his stats are predicated on Stafford, because for Stafford not to win it, he's going to have to throw multiple picks. And then for Cooper Kupp, yes.
No.
For them,
if Matt Stafford goes for 304 touchdowns and 3 of those touchdowns are to Cooper Kupp,
Matthew Stafford with the MVP.
Oh, bullshit.
I will make a bet with you right now.
If Cooper Kupp goes for 3 touchdowns tonight and he doesn't win the MVP,
I guarantee Matthew. That's why Matthew
you
Stafford.
got to bleach your hair if that happens.
That's why Matthew
You got
Stafford
to
is.
bleach your hair if that happens.
Actually, there is like a list of several receivers.
You got to bleach your hair if that happens, Johnny Venerable.
Fred Biletnikoff, Jerry Rice, Deion Branch.
Oh, Deion Branch.
So Saul right now is
Hines Ward, Antonio Holmes, and Julian Edelman.
Saul right now is just naming all the receivers. that have
Hines
won it,
Ward
claiming-
threw a touchdown in that game. Julian Edelman, they just got Brady fatigue. That's why they gave it to him.
Johnny.
Stafford's plus 100. Fine, I'll put that on. I'll
Cooper Kupp wins MVP. You're bleaching your hair.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what
Cooper
I'm saying.
Kupp wins MVP, and Matt Stafford throws for 3 or more touchdowns. You're bleaching your hair.
That's fine. That's fine.
Let's go.
That's fine.
I'm throwing the house on Cooper Kupp.
That's
Emotional
not,
investment
that's not,
at all.
That's not happening. All right, Stafford has to throw 3 or more touchdowns. Okay.
Yes.
What are the terms of this?
That's it. If Stafford throws 3 or more touchdowns and Cooper Kupp wins the NFL or the MVP.
I regret this.
Well,
right now.
you already shook on it. Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef. You can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. You can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. We have content coming out all of the time at gophnx.com, as we said earlier. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You use that promo code PHNX when you sign up. Bet on this game. You won't regret it. It's going to be a ton of fun. Thanks for spending time with us on this Super Bowl Sunday.
It's been fun. Go have fun.
Peace.